Hello, my name is Jack. Welcome to Hammering the Premier League. We've got a kettle boiling, potato mashing, bean baking episode lined up for you today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, welcome to the Hammering the Premier League podcast. We've been away for quite a bit, so naturally there's a lot of news to catch up on. But just before we start, I'd like to welcome our special guest, Willis. You all right, mate? Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Thanks for having me on, Jack. So as you said, yeah, my name's Willis. I've been a season ticket holder at West Ham now for around 18 years. I went to my first game. Actually, it was away at Anfield in August of 2006, and yeah, had a season ticket that year and haven't given it up since. I think I'm around the 350 game mark now for West Ham games I've seen live. So yeah, looking forward to chatting about the season so far and the season ahead today with you.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Right, so on to everyone's, well, not everyone's favourite segment, the transfer segment. We're going to do this a bit quicker than normal, as we've got so much news that we don't want it to take up the whole podcast like normal. Do you want to start us off, Willis?
Yeah, so I mean, this was a while ago, but West Ham announced the signing of the Netherlands under 21 international, Crescencio Somerville, for £25 million on a 5-year contract with an optional 1-year extension. Of course, got 19 goals and 9 assists in 43 games last year in the Championship, which led to him getting the Championship Player of the Year as well. Yeah, what do you think of that signing?
I'm really excited to see him play. I mean, we've seen him come on as a sub in like three games, and he's just incredible. Like on the ball, off the ball, he's just he's he's something else.
Yeah, I completely agree. For me, the championship signings are always the ones that really excite me, and I mean, especially with the fact that he won the Player of the Year last year, and he beat players like Sami Szmodics, who I think was around the 30 goal mark to the Player of the Year award. So he's clearly, it's not just his numbers that are impressive, but it's his general game that's brilliant. And I think, as you say, what he's done for us so far has been exciting. But if he gets a run of games under his belt, he could really kick on this season, I think, for us.
Yeah. And another player I'm excited to see is Nicholas Füllkrug. We signed the 31-year-old German international from Borussia Dortmund for a fee of around, we think, 23 million. The former Bundesliga striker has signed a 4-year contract with the Hammers. He's had 12 goals and 8 assists in 31 games. Um, I saw him play at the Euros, and I just thought when I got the notification come up on my phone saying that we was interested in him before we signed him and before anything was official, I saw the notification come up on the Twitter account, and I thought, no way. It's like I was thinking to myself, we've had too good of a transfer window for this to happen. I mean, watching the Euros when him coming on, he scored. I think it was 3 goals when Germany needed a goal. He did it. He got the goal, and just yeah. I think seeing him play, it's not been as exciting as I hoped it would be, but it's still better than Danny Ings.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything would be, to be honest. But no, yeah, as you say, I'm happy with the signing as well. I remember that goal against Scotland in the opening game of the Euros where he just thundered it straight into the top corner after coming on about 2 minutes after. So yeah, it's a signing that excites me. I think the only thing that maybe puts a bit of a dampener on it is the fact that the fans seem to now wish that we'd got John Duran.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult with Duran because obviously Villa wanted so much for him, and he just you know, kind of put off the move a bit. The goal that he scored against us. I mean, I've seen rumours since he scored the goal against us for Villa in the opening game, and they were saying like, oh yeah, we're still interested. Stighton still wants him, and I just thought, really, like we've given them an option to have what they wanted, 40 million plus add-ons. They rejected it, and that was the price that they set for him when in negotiations. That was the price they set. But I think it's just too late now. We've got the players that we've got. Um, yeah, I don't really think there's much else to say on that topic really, because yeah, just a waste of time in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, I think I agree. After we got Fulkrog, I think it was time to just put Duran to the side and kind of forget about him. Really, having both of them would have potentially caused problems. Trying to sort out the game time between two of them wouldn't have been easy. And I know Fulkrog hasn't scored yet, but he scored for Germany yesterday, I believe. So I think if he just gets a few more minutes under his belt, it won't be long until he gets that first goal. And yeah, just like Somerville, hopefully he can kick on as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more of his games, but you know,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The next player on the list is a defender from Manchester United who we signed on a 7-year deal. So we've completed the signing of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. As we say, joins on a 7-year deal for around £15 million. What have you made of Aaron Wan-Bissaka so far?
now when we signed him, I saw a lot of people saying that his attacking wasn't great, but I can give you one example, and it's just completely destroyed anyone who's ever said that his attacking wasn't great. When we was playing Crystal Palace,
Yeah.
his run forward, I think it was the Suchek goal. His run forward on the right hand side, he he's so quick, he's agile, his balance is just absolutely incredible. Um, he nearly got bodied like running down the right wing, but he just kept on going. So I just yeah I again another player that we've got who's just absolutely incredible. I mean we've spoken about him on the podcast before, and I think they wanted him for around 10, 11 million, but like
Mhm.
Man United weren't moving from around 18, so 15 for a player of his ability is just incredible.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think if you're actually looking at the transfer window as a whole for the entirety of the Premier League, I think you could even make an argument that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the best pound on pound signing in the league. And as you say, I mean, his attacking prowess in the first couple of games that he's played has been. I mean, I don't know where people have got this idea that he can't attack from, but as you said, against Palace, he came on, and I think it was one of the first things that he did was create that goal. And yeah, I mean, the game against Bournemouth, he was excellent, playing at left back as well. And then against Manchester City as well, one of our best players on the pitch. So I think, yeah, probably for me, the signing out of all of these that excites me the most, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I am quite scared about what Lopetegui's going to do with him, because when we was playing, who was it that was playing in the Carabao Cup? Was it Bournemouth?
Hmm.
Yeah. So when we was playing Bournemouth, I mean, he could just be testing him, yeah. But he he was playing Sufal on the right and Wan-Bissaka on the left, and even though he was still good on the left, if we really want to get the most out of him, he's got to be played on the right. He brought Emerson on as a left wing. I'm scared of Lopetegui's tactics, to be honest. Not just because of that, but it seems like all he's doing is getting the ball, playing out of the back four, and then booting it up and hope it lands somewhere. And a reason why we've had such a good transfer window is because he's signed as head coach, not manager. Whereas
Yeah.
where we had David Moyes, he was manager, so he had control over all the signings. Whereas with being head coach, it's just a bit different. It's more
Mm.
tactics. And Tim Stighton, the technical director or director of football, one of those two,
Yeah.
he's got full control. So, and he's actually willing to listen to Lopetegui and Mark Noble as well. Um, I can't remember who it was, but Mark Noble was the one who pointed out one of our players. I think it might have been Kudus, one of our better players. Noble pointed him out. So you know, moving on. Guido Rodriguez signed a 2-year deal with us. The 30-year-old joins us on a free after his contract ran out at Real Betis, whatever, and wasn't renewed. He won the World Cup with Argentina back in 2022 and is a two-time Copa America winner. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely a position that we needed depth in. Um, and as you say, if you're looking at his CV, winning the Copa America twice, winning the World Cup, I believe he was actually very close to joining Barcelona before Xavi left. So he's clearly a player that's liked by the big managers, by the big teams as well. So yeah, I don't think this is a bad signing at all. Maybe the age might put some fans off, but I think we've needed a deputy to Alvarez for a little while because, as we've seen already, he was injured for the first couple of games. Um, and I think he's been very good so far as well. He's looked very comfortable on the ball. We need a ball playing midfielder. I don't think Souček can really play this new style of passing football that Lopetegui seems to want to play. So yeah, on a free, I don't think we can really complain at this one at all. And I think it's a quite a shrewd signing in all fairness. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, like you said with him and Alvarez, they're just going to lock down that midfield. They
Yeah.
are so. Both of them have both got their um, own areas where they're better, but together, working together to lock down that midfield. Oh, it's going to be beautiful football. Um, and I think, like you said, for a free, that is a quality transfer.
Yeah. Yeah, completely agree. Next on the list is the signing of the Nice defender Jean-Claire Todibo on an initial season-long loan deal with an obligation to buy for 34.2 million, around 40 million euros in 2025. I believe that the obligation to buy is after 5 appearances for the club as well, so it's something that definitely will be triggered this season. What do you think of that signing?
Um, I At the start of the transfer window, when we heard rumours about it, I thought, no way, it's not going to happen. Then
Hmm.
it happened, and I thought, wow, that's cool. We should start him every single game alongside Kilman. And then we saw him play, and he looked insanely shaky, really,
Yeah.
really shaky. And I mean, it's probably going to be one of those things where he just needs time to adjust. I mean, new
Hmm.
club, new country, new league. It's all a bit much. But I'm scared that what's going to happen with him is the same that happened with Calvin Phillips, where he makes one mistake and then he's done. So that's quite scary for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean that first half against Bournemouth, he actually got taken off at half time, didn't he? He did look a bit shaky, that is for sure. But hopefully it's just a case of, as you say, it's just taking a little bit of time to settle in. It's his first appearance, so I don't think we can kind of jump on him too quickly. I know football fans have kind of got the tendency to do that with players sometimes, but yeah, give him a bit of time. Lopetegui seems to be pretty comfortable playing Mavropanos at the back, so I'm sure Todibo will still get his chance, whether it be against Liverpool in the next round of the Cup or maybe off the bench a couple of times just to ease him in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he comes with a high pedigree, so it's an exciting signing. I think he probably comes with the highest pedigree out of all the players that we signed, considering Man United were sniffing around him at the start of the window. So yeah, hopefully as time goes on, he will prove to be worth the money.
Yeah, I think if he does be as good as I think he can be, he's going to be worth every penny.
Yeah.
West Ham have signed 18-year-old French midfielder. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that first name. Kante from Paris FC. He signed a 5-year contract, but will return to the French second-tier side on loan for the 24-25 season. I'm going to be completely honest. I have absolutely no idea who this Donny is. But if it's Stuyton that signed him, I trust Stuyton. Um,
Yeah.
so it's got to be something, and I mean, it's not that big of a transfer as is going back on loan. But I'm
Hmm.
hoping to see some younger ones integrated in. And another thing I forgot to put in here actually was George Earthy going to Bristol. That's a
Mm,
great signing.
yeah.
Yeah, just yeah. Um, yeah. Do you know anything about him or?
Um, Funnily enough, after we won the Conference League in Prague last season, me and my friend went out for a drink in the city, and next to us was George Earthy having a pint, celebrating the win as well.
No
So
way. Well,
it was really nice to see him come off the bench last year and score against Luton.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean the Bristol City move is brilliant because they're in the Championship, I believe. Yeah, because he came on against Millwall for his debut for them, didn't he? And helped
yeah,
set up the winner. So yeah, I think he'll do well there for sure.
yeah. I mean, my another funny thing. My barber plays football with his brother.
Oh really?
Yeah, he said I can't remember who it is, but George is like the best of the whole family, and they're all footballers, and they're all incredible. So
Yeah.
you know, right, yeah. On to the next one.
Yeah, so the most recent signing, deadline day signing, West Ham have signed Spanish international Carlos Soler on a season-long loan, with an option to buy from PSG. So he's our ninth signing of the transfer window. The 27-year-old, he made 14 appearances for Spain so far. He began his career with Valencia before joining PSG in 2022. So, as we say, deadline day signing. He fell out of favour, it seems, a little bit towards the end of his time at PSG, but again, comes with quite a high pedigree. So, are you happy with that one?
Yeah, yeah. Very happy with that one actually. Um, I'm not really sure what to say, to be honest. I didn't really know too much about him before doing this bit of research, and let's be honest, it wasn't that much. But I mean, from what I've seen, it does look like a good signing. And we I think we did a I can't remember what you call it, but before the match against City, we kind of introduced him, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's cool. We're gonna move on to a loan section now.
Yeah, so I mean, we've got quite a few loans that took place. So the first one was James Ward-Prowse. He's moved to Nottingham Forest on a season-long loan. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the reason for this. Obviously, he only signed 1 year ago, but it could be to maybe free up some space in the registration. Maybe he's just not favoured. And now we've got Soler, we've got quite a few players in midfield now. So it might just be a case of getting him some game time before we can potentially sell him in the next window.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the stats, he's actually our best midfielder. But looking at him play, he doesn't he almost seems invisible.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, but I mean, his pressing ability is good. It's just I think it's not what Lopetegui wants. West Ham have also loaned out Naif Agurd to Real Sociedad until the end of the 24-25 season. West Ham will make a profit of 2 million during his loan spell. I mean, Agurd wanted to go anyway. He wanted to go. I mean, when Moyes was here, he was saying, "I don't like this style of football. I don't like it. I don't like it. I want out." Then when
Hmm.
Lopetegui came in, he said, "I like this style of football. I want in. I want in." And then I can't remember who it was, but one of his friends put up on their Instagram saying, "Oh, my good friend Naif Agurd is wanting out of West Ham. Is there any clubs out there that are willing to put in a loan offer for him?" And I'm not sure if that was what they saw and put in the offer for, but
It was a weird Moyes signing, I think, because he's not really the kind of defender to defend deep and sit in the box and put his head on the line. For me, he's more of a high line defender. He's got the pace to press up high. And I don't know if you remember that tackle against Callum Wilson at St James's
yep,
Park, but one of the best tackles I've ever seen was Callum Wilson being played in behind and Aguerd catching him up and winning the ball back. So I think he will be good in the right system. Whether we'll ever see him play for us again, I highly doubt it, because I think when he went to Sociedad, he posted like a big goodbye message basically on Instagram.
yeah,
And it was almost like he thought that this was a permanent move. So maybe there's something going on there that we don't know, and he'll become an official player at the end of next season. After Aguerd, the final two were Maxwell Cornet to Southampton on a season-long deal. Don't think that was a big surprise to see him go this summer. Kurt Zuma as well to the Saudi Pro League. Somehow managed to pass a medical and join. Is it Al Orabar?
I'm going to be honest, I gave that one to you because I had no idea how to pronounce it. But, I think you did well. Cornet, I like him. He's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. But unfortunately, in this sport, just because someone's a nice guy doesn't mean they're worthy of the registration spot. And another with Zuma, just every time we mention him, I always say his knees are gone.
Yeah,
Like how he managed to pass that second medical because he failed his first one. How he managed to pass that medical in the end, I have absolutely no idea.
honestly. I Zuma's one that I'm happy to see go, but I think if you're actually looking at his time at the club, I think he's been brilliant for us when his knees were working. Um, I mean that partnership he had with Ogbonna a few years back when we got up into the European spaces, he was excellent throughout that whole season, part of the Conference League winning team. So again, like you said with Cornet, really, I wish him all the best. Really, I hope he succeeds. But yeah, I think it was probably the right time to move both of them on for sure.
Yeah. Right. So with our let's call it a break, we've
Hmm.
played 4 games. It was West Ham v Aston Villa, 2-1 to Aston Villa. West Ham v who's that? Crystal Palace, 2-0
Yes.
to us. West Ham v Bournemouth, 1-0 to us, and West Ham v Man City, 3-1 to Man City.
Hmm.
West Ham v Aston Villa, first game of the season, quite a while ago now.
Mm.
I think it surprised a lot of people what Lopetegui was doing.
Yeah.
Um, just yeah. I want to bring up the fact that I mean I've brought it up before, but he just kicks it long. That's all he does in all of these games. He just kicks it long. I mean, with the Crystal Palace one, that was kind of an exception because we was playing down the wing. I mean, especially with Wan-Bissaka, playing down the wing and managing to get it into the middle and then putting it in the back of the
Mm.
net. But apart from that, it's just long ball after long ball after long ball, and especially in the Bournemouth match as well. I mean, that match, yeah, that goal shouldn't have been a goal at all. um,
Yeah.
I mean, offside and handball, and I think there was a foul beforehand or something. But just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know.
It's a difficult one. So I'm assuming from what you're saying that you're not a big fan of Lopetegui so far.
In the I the first 3 games I weren't a fan of, but how
Mm.
we played against Man City was really good. Even though it was a loss, I still think we played well.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I like that we can actually sign players now, but
Yeah.
just yeah, I'm not a great fan of his kicking it long.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's definitely one of those things that I think we've got to be patient with. I think that's what everyone was saying at the start of the window. When you've signed 9 players, and we're so used to playing that Moyes style of football for the last 3.5 years, 4.5 years, whatever it was, it is going to take time to change that way of playing. And I mean, you look at those lineups that we went into the first couple of games with, it wasn't that different to what we were playing last season. I mean, the only change really was Kilman at the back.
Yeah,
So, and as you say, I mean, as the games have gone on, Bournemouth may be an exception. But I mean, from Villa to Palace to Man City, I think it has progressed each time.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so I would like to think that, as we say, with the break, I think Lopetegui, I read whether it's true or not that he's cut the time off short for the players that aren't on international duty. So hopefully they're still working hard on the training ground, and when we go into that Fulham game, we'll see another improvement, and we'll press on.
yeah. I mean, we have been handed quite a hard first couple of
Yeah,
weeks. I mean,
for
obviously
sure.
Aston Villa as the opening weekend, Crystal Palace, which on paper they should be a good team, but fighting relegation this season.
Mhm.
Um, Bournemouth was okay, mid-table team, same as us really, if we're being realistic.
Mhm.
And Man City, obviously one of, if not the best team in the world right now. So yeah. Um, Now we've got a bit of a new segment this week. Next week predictions. We're doing a little game. So the
Mm.
game is basically. I'll see if I can try and describe it to you without, because I haven't written it down on the script this week. But the idea is that we both do a prediction, and next week we come back and have a look at it, and whoever's closer to their prediction gets a point.
Okay.
That's how I think this is going to work. So Team
Yeah.
A, which is me, and Team B, which is Willis, we'll both take a guess and we'll discuss it, and then we'll come back next week, discuss it, and then talk about the game, and then yeah. So
Sounds good.
I'm gonna say, so next week is versus Fulham. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win.
Hmm.
What do you
Okay.
think?
Well, I'm glad you said that because I didn't want to pick the same as you. So I was going to say 2-0 to West Ham. So I'll go with that.
Awesome. 2-0 to West Ham. Okay, so I have locked that in. Let me just write that down, and then we can come back to that next week, and we can see who wins, and then maybe whoever loses at the end of the season has to do a forfeit.
All right. I didn't agree to that.
Yeah, no. um, right now, before we get on to the next segment, which is everyone's favourite, man, we have gone through this really quickly. That is I thought this was going to be the longest episode, but we're only 30 minutes in and we're nearly towards the end. But anyway, before we move on quickly, I think now is a great time to remind all of you lovely people about our FPL, Hammering the Fantasy Prem. If you'd like to join, go onto the App Store or Google Play and download the Premier League app if you haven't already. Make your Fantasy Prem team and then join our league with the code U45PYR. Again, the code is U45PYR. The code will also be down in the description of both YouTube and Spotify. Now, everyone's favourite segment. I can actually say that and it has a meaning this time. It's a bit different this week. We've both got games for each other. The current score is 2-2 for Team A, which is me, and Team B, which is Willis. Now, as you're the guest with this, you can decide who do you want to go first. Are you challenging me or am I challenging you?
This is the only part of the podcast that I am genuinely nervous for. Um, so I'll let you challenge me first, so I can get this done with because yeah, it's been keeping me up.
Okay, so I've I can I can give you an option: the easy
Okay,
one or the hard one.
and I feel like I have to say the hard one because if I pick the easy one and fail miserably, then there's just no excuse for that.
Okay. So,
So I'll pick the hard one and hope it's not like a question from like the 1945 squad at
oh
West
no
Ham.
no, don't go that far back. Um, so the hard one is looking at it now, it's not actually that hard because it's all players that we know. But
Okay.
the question is: name West Ham's top 5 assisters.
Oh, okay.
It
Name West Ham top five assistants.
You
Just
might
for
think it's quite difficult, but actually looking at it, it's not that bad.
yeah. Okay. Just for reference, can I just know what the other question would have been if I'd chosen the easy option?
Well, it's actually kind of the hard option. Name J Lo's first starting 11 he put out.
Okay.
So that would have been a bit more difficult, but
Mm,
So should I?
okay.
I might increase the pressure and give you a timer.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
I might give you 5 minutes so a minute for each player,
Minutes.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Right. Are you ready?
Yeah. So can I just name as many names as I do? I have to only name five, or can I just keep rattling off names?
Um, you can keep saying names, but don't go crazy with it. Do like
Okay.
a guesstimate it. That's what I mean.
All right.
Right.
This is Premier League only. Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I think it's just all time. So you know.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say Mark Noble. I'll
Okay.
say Manuel Lanzini. Dimitri Payet, I think probably got quite a few while he was here. Potentially makes the top five. I'll say Trevor Sinclair. Um, are you telling me when I get them right? Or are you just gonna
No,
like let me know
I'm
at the
just gonna
end?
be quiet.
Oh man,
I'm just gonna be
that
quiet
is
and laugh at
awful.
you when you get it awfully wrong.
Um, all right, no, yeah, surely Noble's got to be up there for just the amount of time that he's been here. Um, yeah, Payet, Lanzini, Sinclair. I'll go Di Canio. Um, Aaron Bresswell, Vladimir Kufal might even be up there, so I'll say him as well. Um, let's have a think. Um, Kevin Nolan probably wasn't in the Premier League long enough, but I'll say him. It's a difficult one with the fullbacks. I feel like a lot of fullbacks in the past didn't get as many as assists as the fullbacks today do. So if there's going to be any on there, I think it is only Cresswell and Kufal. I don't think there'll be any more. Um, Trying to think who would have been. I mean, Antonio. I'll say Antonio just because he's been here for a long time. Let's think back a little bit to like 2000s. Um, don't think Joe Cole, Jermaine Defoe, Freddie Canute. Um, let's have a think, man. This is not knowing which ones are right or wrong. Is that I'm just waiting for you to say, yeah, the timer's up and you got zero.
You've still got 3 minutes left.
Okay. All right, 3 minutes. Okay, let's come on. Think of
I
some
will say
names.
that you have got at least one of them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you know that you've got at least one right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's like a few players that I say Colton Cole. Um, hmm,
2 minutes and
nah.
20 seconds. You've got one left.
One left, really.
One
Okay.
left.
All right. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Zamora, Matthew Etherington.
Going
Don't know
too
if I
far
said that
back.
already. Too far back. Wow. Um, Scott Parker.
Mm-mm.
Um, who else played in that team? I'm trying to think under Allardyce maybe, but I mean Gary O'Neill, Matt Taylor. I don't think they would have got anywhere near enough. Andy Carroll, probably not. Matt Jarvis, yeah, again, don't think he got anywhere near as enough. Um,
1 minute and 30 seconds.
um,
Do you want a clue?
no, no, no. I think I can definitely get this. I've said Lanzini, haven't I?
Yeah, you said Lanzini. Yeah.
I said Lanzini. Okay. Go back under. Man, what am I? Who am I forgetting? Oh, is it? It's not Bowen, is it?
Okay, so you've got all of them.
All right.
I will now tell you who. Do you want to? Okay, I'll tell you who you've got, who you've got, and then I'll give you an extra point if you can put them in order.
Okay. Sounds good.
So you've got Bowen, obviously. Cresswell, you was right on the fullback.
Mhm.
Antonio, Noble, and Di Canio. So those are our top 5 all-time assisters for West Ham. Now, can you
Hmm.
put them in order?
Um, I don't know if I can, but I will give it a go. So it's Noble, Di Canio, Antonio, Cresswell, Bowen. All right, 1 to 5. I would say, man, I actually have. This could be in any order. I would say Bowen is fifth. Um,
Mm.
that's wrong. I'll tell you my order, and then you can tell me how wrong I am at the
All
end.
right, all right.
All right, so I'll say Bowen fifth. I will say Antonio fourth, Di Canio third, Cresswell second, Noble first.
Okay, so starting from number 1 is Mark Noble.
Right, I got that one at least.
Second, Antonio.
Wow.
Third, Di Canio, so you got that one right. Fourth, who do you think it is out of Bowen and Cresswell?
Well, for the reaction you gave me when I said Bowen, I'm assuming it's going to be Bowen fourth.
It is Bowen fourth, and Aaron Cresswell is fifth. So you didn't actually do that bad
I'll
for your
take the
first
point.
time.
That's fine.
You got 1 point.
Yeah,
That's not awful. I mean, it's actually quite good. But I
yeah,
think
I'll
you've
pay
got a
it.
challenge for me now, haven't you? And this is going to make me absolutely terrified.
I have, but I actually think this might be a bit too difficult.
Oh no! I'm not
But
going to get this.
I'll do what you did as well and give you a timer.
Oh no!
Um,
Make
so
it shorter so my misery isn't that long.
so I need more players from you. That's the only thing. So I want you to name me. So 8 years ago, West Ham played their last ever game at Upton Park. I want you to
Oh
tell me.
no!
I want you to tell me the starting 11 that day.
Oh.
So, like you said, I'll give you a timer um, of 5 minutes, and what I'll do is, if you get seven correct, I will give you 1 point, and if you get all 11, I'll give you two.
Okay. Did we? Who was it that we played?
We beat Man United 3-2.
Ah, okay.
So I will start your timer if you are ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Off you go.
Okay, so I want to eliminate the obvious ones. So I'm gonna go Mark Noble as one of the players. Oh, when was this? 2016.
Yeah.
2016. So Andy Carroll, maybe, and
What I'll do is
then
I'll tell you when you've got seven, so you've got your first
okay.
point.
So I'm gonna go Noble, Andy Carroll, 2016. So Payet. Hmm. Oh, this is difficult, you know.
You've had 1 minute.
I've got 1 minute. Oh no.
No, you've had 1 minute
Oh,
already.
okay. Oh, I got scared for a minute. Uh, Ogbonna, maybe. Maybe Ogbonna. Uh, Ogbonna. Oh, Cresswell. Cresswell was around in 2016. Okay, who have I got so far? Andy Carroll, Mark Noble, Cresswell, and Ogbonna. Antonio, maybe. Uh, oh man, this is difficult, you know.
I will just say you've said six names so far, and you've got them all correct.
What? No,
So
no.
you're
You're
doing
having
very
me
well.
on. You're having me
No,
on.
I promise you, you've got all six names so far correct. You said Antonio, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Noble, Payet, and Carroll.
Okay, okay. So, okay. Oh no. Oh,
You're
oh,
halfway through your time.
oh no. Oh, I have no idea. I have no think.
I feel like
Oh,
you can definitely do this. You can definitely do it. All you need is one more name for the point.
one more name. Okay. Oh, Lanzini.
Lanzini. So you got 1 point, like 7 out of 7.
Yes. Oh, that. Do you know what? I am actually surprised at myself there. Wow. Who was
I
it?
mean, you've
So
got
who did I
2 minutes.
get?
You've got Antonio Ogbonna, Cresswell, Noble, Lanzini, Pyatt, and Carroll.
Okay. So
Uh,
they
You've
they
got
they're quite
you've got
obvious
just
then.
under 2 minutes. You've got just under 2 minutes, and you've got four more names to get. So I mean, you could get the 2 points.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I could give you a bit of a clue
Okay.
if you want one. So you are missing one striker, one midfielder, one defender, and one goalkeeper.
Brandolph.
Randolph is correct.
Okay. Okay.
So that's 8. You're just missing a defender, a midfielder, and a forward. And you've got 1 minute left.
Uh. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Reed.
Reed is correct.
Oh. Okay. 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 Oh. I don't know.
30,
I I
30 seconds.
I have no idea. Um. Oh, I give up. I give up.
You giving up, yeah?
Yeah, I give up. I tried my best, but
You got 9 out of 9 guesses, so that's very impressive in itself. So the midfielder was Kiyate,
oh.
and the forward he actually scored in that game as well was Diafra Sacco.
So the score is now 3-3.
Yeah,
So I'm I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I didn't think I'd actually get any of that. Um. Yeah. Right. It's that time. Bit of a shorter episode. Sorry about that. Probably be normal length next week. If you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and go check out our Spotify page too. If you're listening on Spotify, then don't forget to give us a 5-star review. It really helps us and encourages us to keep making quality content like this. Also, as we mentioned earlier and last episode, we started our own FPL league. So go find the code to join the league in the description of the episode on both YouTube and Spotify. Willis, mate, thank you so much for joining me. It's been
I
a pleasure
appreciate
to have
having me.
you.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure to be on, and yeah, hopefully I'll be able to join again in the future.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for listening. We are hammering the Premier League.